Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of We Read Your Rights from the Poetry Kingdom. And I'm Jennine Pike. I'm a moderator at TPK, and I am here to read 9 pieces tonight from 8 different poets, the Poetry Kingdom. And the topic this week was Dear Darkness. So I hope you enjoy. The first one I'm going to read is by Josh West, fellow moderator of mine and a great friend of mine from the Poetry Kingdom. And his piece is entitled Dear Darkness. Dear Darkness, we meet again, old friend. The bond we once shared is stronger now. I missed the comforting chaos you send. You told me what to do, showed me how. The shadow of you upon my furrowed brow. But now you are back. You came back to me, speaking in a whisper, using borrowed voices. These words say it is time to create my legacy. Do it now, or wait a while, are my only choices. But are your words real, or made up noises? But if you are not the darkness I once knew, the friend that kept my feet on the ground, so are you still my friend, or something new? And what is that strange slobbering sound? Can I still trust you? Or am I a toy newly found? There is a strange light gleaming in your eye, a tense energy. I can feel its waves flow. Why did you come back? Tell me why. Standing there with your sickening glow, will I be able to withstand your final blow? I loved this piece so much. I read it and I wanted to read it. And that is why this week's topic is Dear Darkness. So thank you, Josh, for inspiring me and inspiring lots of artists this week. The next piece I'm going to read is by Jason Wills. And I don't know Jason personally, but I love his writing. And I not only love his rhyme schemes and his content, but I love how he presents his poetry. It's usually on a picture and enhances what's in the poem. Dear Darkness, you are only half the man I used to be, and I'm not very proud of my past. Yet you still live in the shadows, forever casting so much doubt, always at the expense of others, thriving in all poverty and depression, famine and drought. In destruction you find our weaknesses. In chaos you are devout. In every aspect of our lives, at all times, the beginning until the end. Dear Darkness, I see you for who you truly are. Deceptive and not a friend. At times you tricked me into believing in myself. Those days are gone, and gone forever. Darkness destroyed by light itself. And I loved it. It was everything that a lot of us want to say to darkness. And I was very impressed. Okay, so the third piece I'm going to read is by someone very close to me, Antonio Acosta, aka Tony. And I am very excited to read one of his pieces for the very first time. Hello, darkness. It's been a while, eh? Why don't you talk to me? Have you been okay? You haven't been around. Oh, how we used to hang. Bro, now you are a ghost. Am I the one to blame? We used to be so close. I don't know what to say. I've become so happy, see? Seems I forgot your name. I love this. Antonio's a dark poet, and to see him feeling this way is just great for me. And I love this little piece. Thank you, Tony, for submitting it. And next, I will be reading mine. It is entitled Dear Darkness. I welcome you solely, enfolded in my soul. Within your veil, I experience solace, a missing part of the whole, a space alone in my palace, like Alice down the rabbit hole. You caress my heart with gentle finesse. You relieve my everlasting torment, floating along, cognizant of weightlessness, forever adrift in your current. In my eyes, you emanate flawlessness. Images flash in mind's eye fervent, an immense, eternal genius. I'm constantly in awe of your talent. Amidst the rubble, I am your goddess. I belong to you. I will not relent. Presently drowning in trouble, I must be honest. You are my everything, my love, my life, my last lament. Okay, the next one I'm going to read is by a lovely poet in the Poetry Kingdom, Joanne Lee, and I love her diversity. She can write on anything, and it's always engaging and beautiful. And so now I will read her submission for Dear Darkness. Dear Darkness, I can't avoid you. How you linger in thrilling temptation, in naked lost eyes of a wanton disguise, the lure of you holds implication. Dear Darkness, how you steal my intention, in solemnity slithering seduce, in cup held, voraciously venting toward the lip curled in folly of truce. Dear Darkness, you offered me comfort from the glare of ambiguous shadow. Through your charm I confess to a vault of regress, to shame faced in blush tone of shallow. Dear Darkness, I shine though I miss you, in the black grain tones of my need. You could steal me from light under cover of night, in the whim of this want I concede. I really loved this, Joanne. It's almost like a sexy feeling, and I love that. It was a different take on the prompt. Okay, the next two poems I'm going to read are from a poet at the Poetry Kingdom, Joyce West. And she submits to almost every topic, but I was really happy. She submitted 2 pieces for the topic Dear Darkness, and this first one is lighter than the other. So we will start with it. Dear Darkness. It's entitled Dear Darkness. I delight in the dark of night. My spirits lift as the sun goes down. My eyes light up in the twilight, listening to the sounds now turned down. So muted I hear the softness of my breath. Quieter as I hear death come a-callin', whispering seductively, promising eternal darkness. If I welcome his embrace, one day I reply, I will be ready. All I need now is to relax and enjoy the darkness of the night. I really loved this. I loved how calming and beautiful it was to be in the dark. So thank you, Joyce. Her other one really touched me, so I will read it and then I will try to express my feelings. It is entitled Welcome Darkness. In the dark, I start to come alive, scarred by light I cannot bear. People point, whisper, and giggle like I'm a freak from a show. I try to smile a lopsided grin. I raise a hand and give a wave. My hair is uncombed, uncut, my clothes dirty and stained, my eyes raw red from tears. My words trip out in a jumble. As I walk, I start to stumble. So I stay alone, indoors all day, venturing out as night falls. I feel like Dracula in the park, as as I sit and feel the cool air. The stars and moon look down. Briefly, I feel the freedom I had when I was considered normal. Before the stroke struck me down. Welcome darkness, my old friend. I didn't really realize how deep and emotional this was the first time I read it, but as I practiced for this, yeah, it really got to me. So thank you, Joyce, for sharing this. It was a beautiful piece and really got me right down in the feels, honestly. Okay. The next one I will read is from Brandy Elaine Ross, our awesome admin at the Poetry Kingdom. And she always produces the best shorter poetry with the most awesome rhyme scheme, use of words, content, all in a little bundle. And I love it. So this is hers for the Dear Darkness prompt. Dear darkness, my escape, the cloak, the shroud of fate, the potential to create a place of rest. This is the test of the death of the sun. Reconfirming constitution and constituencies of one. Overwhelmed at the helm of everything that sings, a kiss of bliss, sharing shallow shadows of the moon, welcoming the night as she permeates the tomb. Yes, I loved this piece. It is just as packed with content and beautifully flowing alliteration. Thank you, Brandy, for submitting it. And the last one I'm going to read is a poem by Peter E. Dawkins. Goes by Pierre at the Poetry Kingdom. And I have never read his work, but this was a joy to read. And thank you, Peter, for submitting it. Dear darkness, how long have you waited? For how long have you waited for me? Surrounded by friends and family, I was not going to come quickly. I have never thought of you, of course, until today, in my misery. Dear darkness, how I wish you never existed. With you, I have my brains twisted, and I mess up everything. Dear darkness, don't get too excited that you've trapped me in your net, because someday I'll see the light. Thank you so much. I had a great time reading all these pieces, and I hope we will have another installation next week. Be looking out for the new topic within the next couple days, and I hope you all have a great evening. Thank you.